This is Carl Larson of Defense Tech for Ukraine. I'm here in Lviv at the Defense Valley Tech Conference. And I'm here at our booth with a manufacturer who is helping support the Ukrainian victory. Paul, would you like to say a few words about the products that you're innovating and how they can better save lives and defend democracy here in Ukraine?
So my name's Paul. I develop and work with large bore kinetic systems such as shotguns and grenade launchers. I have years of experience developing certain systems. So right here we have a concept design of a recoilless shotgun system that traps the gas from the fired shell and ejects the gas out rearward while the projectile fires forward. There's holes inside the barrel right here in front of the shell that will vent the gas into this chamber and blast it out the back, which will reduce the recoil, the felt recoil from the shotgun when firing. Also using the same firing mechanism. It's a kinetic firing mechanism. It's electronically initiated. So the solenoid releases some mechanical devices inside here that allows the firing pin to strike the primer and fire the weapon. So there's no modification needed for the shotgun shell or for the grenade shell. You're able to use all commercial available and military grade shells without having to modify them for the device.
What's the reason why having a recoilless shotgun is so important?
So having a recoilless shotgun is the recoil from the 12 gauge is strong enough to damage and eventually destroy the drone that is firing. So in order to mitigate that, I've designed the recoil mechanism to use. You see that there are a lot of recoilless shotgun designs that have opposing fire shells, where one shell is fired forward and one shell is fired in reverse at the same time, but that requires a specialty shell. So in order to prevent us from having to develop a specialty shell, I developed this mechanism that operates like a World War II recoilless gun.
So this is your 12 gauge recoilless device, and it's meant to be mounted onto flying drones. As you can see here, mounted temporarily onto a Mavic 3. Could this be mounted also onto a UGV?
Yeah, we won't need to have the recoil reduction capabilities on an unmanned ground vehicle, because the ground vehicle itself, we're not super concerned about the recoil because they're bigger and beefier than the aerial versions. So we can actually develop a range of solutions for even just a single barrel. Instead of having the threading up midway, we can put the threading down at the bottom and have this lined up in a row or in a grid pattern in order to basically eject a wall of projectile towards the direction of the incoming FPV drone.
Now this is a prototype and it's built very solidly. It's a little heavy. I'm sure the actual production model would be a little lighter.
Yes. So after we finish testing to identify the hole diameters and the positioning of the holes in order to get the best recoil reduction without having to utilize certain aspects like compensators and stuff, which add to complexity and cost of manufacturing. The idea is to make these as cheap and as available as possible. We will be going to some of these components will actually be made out of carbon fiber instead of a solid aluminum variant.
And so this is a 12 gauge shotgun designed specifically to use commercial available off-the-shelf 12 gauge shotgun ammunition. You also have some grenade launcher designs. Can you speak to those?
So as I said, the shotgun itself weighs slightly less than a kilogram. The grenade launcher weighs about half of that. It is the exact same dimensions as the American M203. It's a 12-inch barrel. It has the same rifling twist. It utilizes the same NATO standard 40-millimeter grenades, the high-low system. So the recoil is not felt as much as it would be on a 12 gauge, but this will allow us to mount them onto drones to fire grenades at Russian infantry and Russian light vehicles, infantry in structures, as well as other targets that can easily be destroyed by the 40 millimeter grenade.
So in other words, this system can be used not just to intercept enemy drones, but also as an anti-personnel weapon.
Yes, it can be used in the offensive and the defensive configurations.
Love it, love it. And you're saying that the grenade launchers, this is a low pressure grenade launch system. So therefore the recoil is much less than a shotgun, and it should be able to be fired by your standard FPV or ISR drone.
Yes.
Have you investigated? I know you've test fired these. Have you investigated actually mounting them onto a drone, or have you had any field tests so far?
Not yet. I am specialized in designing the kinetic systems. The firearm systems is my specialty. But with the wide variety of drones that we have available, I felt that designing one mount that would work on one particular drone would be very counterproductive for this event. So I decided just to create a simple mount for display purposes. But I have already had interest from various drone manufacturers and drone teams on mounting this particular system onto their drones. So over the next few weeks, I will be in meetings with these individuals and designing mounts and abilities to fire these from various drones for Ukraine.
So for international supporters of Ukraine who are watching this, how can they get involved to better support this technology and help you bring it to market sooner to better protect Ukraine?
So we still need help in funds for research and development purposes. Although I do have the experience in making the barrels as well as making the firing devices, we're still in the testing phase of the firing devices. I want to be able to get them up to failure, find out what it takes to make these firing devices fail, and then how we can reinforce those firing devices so that we do have a high chance of success when activating them for the drones. So we do need help in funding for R&D purposes, as well as support, continued support for Ukraine as it is.
So funding is needed for R&D purposes to better speed the development of these important devices that should be they should be available hopefully very soon, because you can see the value, you can see the importance of being able to defend Ukraine with drones as opposed to human lives, as opposed to Ukrainian soldiers. We don't mind so much losing drones on the battlefield. We definitely mind losing Ukrainian soldiers on the battlefield. This system looks like it would provide a dramatic improvement to Ukraine's defensive capabilities. Thank you, Paul, for designing these incredibly important, critical defense systems. And thank you for everything that you've sacrificed for the Ukrainian cause. Do you want to say a few words about your background and the time that you spent in Ukraine and the service that you provided in the Ukrainian military, and why you feel that it's important for us Americans to get involved and support Ukraine?
So some of you might already recognize me from my YouTube and Instagram channel. I am Nothing But Yuri. I was an American that moved to Ukraine back in 2012. I've been living here on and off since then. I was serving in the Ukrainian army from 2022 up until the end of 2023. I was fighting on the front line for 18 months before being convinced by my friends to return back to the United States, because I do have an engineering degree and background, and a manufacturing company that specializes in prototyping various things, as well as designing and developing kinetic weapon systems.
If anyone watching has an idea for an innovative, especially firearms-based defense system, how would they get in touch with you?
So you can reach out to the people at DTU. They will be able to reach out to me at the best, but there's also through my Instagram and YouTube, you can contact me through the emails there.
Love it, love it. Thank you so much for everything that you've done for this, to stand with the brave Ukrainian people in their hour of need. All of us here at DTU firmly believe that the brave Ukrainians are fighting to defend our freedom as well as their own. So thank you for everything that you've done, Paul, and especially for developing these systems, which should be a huge benefit to the Ukrainian defense efforts. Thank you. Slava Ukraini.
Героям слава!